What would Danny Tanner like as a sandwich?
Probably a vacuum cleaner bag full of liver. No, Danny Tanner would not eat a sandwich. I think he would just have a light salad.
And welcome back to another edition of Cold Cuts, where we pile on the meats and questions. Our guest today, Bob Saget.
That's right.
Yes.
I'm full of meat and questions.
Oh, that's a good combo.
I know, it's the meat question combo.
In fact, I understand we have many meats here, including deli meats. You have a history.
I was a deli clerk for 6 years, actually. I put myself through college for film school.
Really?
I knew how to take apart a slicer, and it's dangerous. You can cut yourself, but I did well. I never hurt myself badly. And
Badly?
Badly. I did get hurt. They had to take me to the hospital once. But
did they really?
They did. And in fact, two fingers were bleeding, and I just wiggled this one goodbye to everyone. I just waved. But it was that two people held me to get me to the thing. It's a great story for a cooking show.
This is going to go well.
I love sourdough because, it's light and it's one of the more dietetic. And you're not supposed to eat bread, they say.
Yeah, that's what
Do you
the
believe
word
in that?
is. I've been kind of keto, but every now and then, if I know the bread someplace is really good, I'll have a small piece.
It's hard not to. Can I
Sure.
do something to this bread?
You like
What
to-
I would do is just take some of this and let me just give you a massage real
Okay.
quick.
Oh, that's very nice.
I'm just going to pour a little bit of this into here.
A little olive oil.
Yeah, exactly. I'll put that out of frame
Yes,
so it
thank
looks
you.
better.
You can tell he's a director, ladies and
That's
gentlemen.
true. So that's just just take a couple of slices off of each one, and just let them just do one side.
Yeah, just to toast. So here's a question. I mean, you had done stand-up before you were Danny Tanner.
Yes.
And I remember people were saying, I had a couple of friends in the stand-up world who were like, when you got cast for Full House,
Right.
and, like kind of this wholesome dad kind of thing, people were going, what?
I had been more weird than blue, but and then it was an acting part. I was actually on a show on a morning program on a network that rivals your network.
Yes.
And I got fired 5 months in. They said I was too edgy for morning television, too hot.
Uh-oh.
Want to know what I said? It wasn't
What
even
did
that
you say?
bad. The host at the time was Mariette Hartley,
Oh,
the
yes.
actress.
Yeah.
And Mariette.
And Roland Martin.
Roland Smith.
Roland Smith.
And Mariette said, are you a type A personality? And I said, yes, but I'm trying to work on my ANES. A-N-E-S-S.
Sure.
Do you want me to pick meats?
Yes, what meat would you go with?
Okay, my wife's not here.
Okay.
If so normally, but because we're being filmed and this is
Because there's proof.
there's proof. I cannot get in here. I cannot do what I would do.
But if you wanted to get in there.
Well, as a man raised by my father, Ben, who was a meat executive.
Oh, a meat executive.
With a company that's defunct called Food Fair Pantry Pride.
Oh, I remember that.
He was one of the heads of meat.
Wow.
He was
a
executive.
meathead.
He was a meathead. That was the big joke. We would just use our hands and pick up the pastrami, goes down the thing. Eat a piece of bacon, anything salty, the prosciutto.
Salty and
just
processed.
Processed, and so I'm not chemicalizing because my wife is she's a what do you call it? A pescatarian?
She's fish.
She's a pescatarian.
She's Episcopal.
She's Episcopalian that eats a trout. But she likes to eat healthy, and it's good for me.
Sure,
I
of
need to
course.
live a long time. I need to outlive her.
Yeah.
Which is, we don't know. But I hope the insurance broker's not watching. But I would say this is fresh turkey, they told me.
Yes.
And it looks lovely. And it feels like a Thanksgiving sandwich is what I was thinking of.
Okay.
So I would choose that.
Okay, let's go with a few slices. I'm going to use the tongs again.
I would actually put some of the aioli on first.
Okay, let's do the.
May I jump
you
the
are our
shark
guest.
to a condiment?
We are going to jump the shark. We're going to go with the condiment.
When you're making a sandwich,
Yes.
and especially if you're single and you're trying to impress your date, always use a condiment. I could say that, right?
Yes, you can.
Because I've been around. I know what you're allowed to do.
This is on the internet. You can say things.
But you could say that on the daytime
You
show.
could. You could say that.
Now, what I could do is put this on both sides, but I could also. I have a mayo thing. Do you like
I
mayo?
love mayo.
This is actual mayo,
Just
correct?
plain old mayo.
So I'm just going to do it a little bit, kind of
A little drizzle.
do a little drizzle of it. Looks nice. Looks like I'm making some kind of string cheese spin art. I
Yes,
don't know what I'm
it's-
doing. And then I would definitely do what you're doing. Thank you for letting me take
Which
that.
side would you
I
like
would put it on the aioli side.
Fuller House, the reboot.
Yeah.
I mean, were you surprised I mean, people were so excited about the idea of bringing the show back.
It was really wonderful. Stamos always knew it was going to happen and always felt that the show would never go away, and there's new generations being born. It's become the most popular family show pretty much of all time because it's never gone off the air.
Yeah.
Ever. And the new ones that are being made, my joke is one day it'll be Fullest House, it'll be me in an urn by the window.
Is there part of you in Danny Tanner?
Yeah.
Did you channel
Haven't
some
you
of
been
that?
able to tell?
Yeah, yeah.
I've been trying to take your show over. I've been trying to layer the meats differently. I have a thing. I was raised, my mother wanted things in their proper place, and I was kind of commandeered into being neat. So in my life, I like my house clean. I have a dustbuster. I use it if I have to. Not to the point of Danny Tanner, but he was a clean freak, and he hugged a lot because he loved everybody. I added that a bit. You got to be careful with that these days. You can't go hugging people too much.
Yeah,
I mean, I want to hug you right now.
Oh, come on, bring it in.
You know what? We can do this. We both consented. That's right.
Yes, we did. You've been dating for two decades, and now you get married. What?
Yes, I was divorced 23 years ago from a very nice person, and she's a great baby mama. And we talk constantly, and my kids are my dreams. And I meet this woman 3 years ago, and she's really wonderful, and I love her. And she's not here right now because she's relaxing.
Good. And you could, if you wanted to, could have processed meat.
I could have eaten that whole plate.
Could have
right
taken
now.
that thing down.
I would have guzzled it. You could have done it in fast motion. I would have eaten all of it.
The cameras are off. Let's just do
No,
it.
do you have a porta-torty?
Hey, John Stamos recently became a dad. Have you? I mean, you're a dad. Have you shared any advice?
I have. I said let her do the breastfeeding. I said that. I said because he's tempted. He's very strange, but his kid is so cute. It's insane. Little Billy, and he is the cutest kid you ever saw. And he's always wanted to be a father. And being friends with him for 30 years, it's a beautiful thing to watch. And his wife Caitlin is just a doll, and she and my wife Kelly get along well.
Do you keep in touch with any of the? Well, I mean, you've got the folks that you see on a regular basis. What about everyone else about the Olsen twins? Have you ever heard
I
them?
actually, I'm here for a while in New York. I'm doing a lot of stand-up and promoting, and so yes, I'm going to see them. I have to see them. I love them a lot. So I keep in touch literally with every person.
That's
on the
terrific.
show, except like guest stars from 1990.
I got to ask you. There's the whole college scandal thing with Laurie and all that. I mean,
I haven't heard about it.
You haven't heard? You said there's a thing about a college cheating thing.
No, I don't follow. I just care about meat. No, what's happened to me, Al, is I'm in the no comment world now.
I got you. I understand.
Because that's where I am.
Yeah.
Have you ever been in that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's the
have.
same.
Yes, I have.
It's-
I hear you. So, what's your favorite cheese?
That's what I did that for.
You did, thank you.
There is a cheese that I love, and it is Jarlsberg.
Jarlsberg.
And, do you have the Jarlsberg?
We have the Jarlsberg. I believe this is the Jarlsberg right here.
This is an amazing cheese because it's skim milk cheese, and now we have a lot of cheese on the sandwich.
Right.
So I'm going to actually remove.
Too much cheese.
I believe there can be too much cheese, as you've seen from my comedy. What I would do is roast some peppers.
Okay, the roasting peppers.
Can we do that?
Sure, let's do that.
Okay, so
Turn this
I'm going to
on.
actually take this. And these are great because this stuff is pre-roasted,
Yes.
but I want to heat it up.
Heat it up. Give it some heat.
I'm going to throw one more on there because what I'll do is it's going to melt the cheese, which is much better than cutting the cheese.
Why do you think you've had such longevity in this business?
I have been a workaholic since I was a little kid. I was not good in school. I played around too much. I wanted to make people laugh. But I have always constantly worked, no matter what. While I'm working at a deli, I'm doing improv at University of Pennsylvania. I'm making films at Temple University. And then when I went to LA, I wanted to learn acting. So I went to acting school for 5 years while I would be doing stand-up and then constantly trying to make movies, always trying to do that. And so I think that's my secret is I just work really hard. I work as hard as I can. And I'm not that smart. I don't retain that much stuff, but I know I have a good people sense, I think.
What do you tell young kids who come up to you and say, "Hey, Mr. Saget, What's
$5. Don't
What's
talk
the
to me.
secret sauce? Yeah, what do you? Don't bother me, kid.
I tell them that if they really love something, to do it. Don't do it to be famous, and find something that you really love, like everybody does. And don't think you can't make it. I just ran into Tiffany Haddish at a party at my friend Jeff Ross's house, and I met her when she was 15. And there was something at the comedy club called the Laugh Factory in Los Angeles called Comedy Camp. And we would, they'd have comedians come in, and I would come in like once a month on Saturdays and teach kids that came from nothing, she lived in her car. I met her when she was 15 years old. So I knew her for about 3 years, and she was like, Bob, I want to make it like Richard Pryor. I said, just do it. And I hadn't seen her for a couple of years, and I saw her last weekend, and I just hugged her and I started crying. And she did too. You're going to start me crying, but I was so happy for her. And because that is the old saying, when you see people get up at the Oscars and go, you can make it, you can come from nothing, you can do this. It sounds so cliche because we hear it all the time.
Yeah.
It's not cliche. It's not to be taken lightly. People come from nothing. And that's the thing, is don't do it to be famous, but if it motivates you a little bit, I mean, she wanted to be famous, but she above all wanted to be funny.
Yeah, and she is.
And she is.
Wow. So we can top it off. While we're topping this off, top 3 Full House moments.
I would have to say that, sitting down and talking to those kids, this is going to melt that cheese perfect, by the way.
Oh.
Sitting down and talking to the kids on the show and giving little morality plays, of, you can't bring a horse into the house, you can't drive a car through the window, but no, really just teaching them basics of things that you should and shouldn't do was something that was meaningful to me. I put my heart into being a good dad. And at the time when I did Full House, and Candace was 9 or 10, and Jody was 7, and Ashley and Mary-Kate were born, I met them when they were 9 months old. I diapered them. I changed their diapers.
Your dream acting role?
There's a lot of parts. The Willie Loman kind of part, the person that could have been somebody, the person that couldn't make it, I look at parts that Jack Lemmon played, that kind of part. I'm open to, I'd like to play very flawed characters. And I just directed and acted in a movie called Benjamin, where I played a very flawed character. And I think that is healthy to show, because I've already played enough cocky guys, and I already was a cocky guy. When you're 30 and you get, 2 top 10 shows, you're kind of snarky.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of cockiness that comes with that. And then you get a little older and you go, wow, I'm so appreciative that I am where I'm at.
Anything else you want to put on here?
I do. There is one other thing. I do. This is, this looks a little. I was gonna put this on it.
A little cranberry sauce.
But because of the way these peppers are looking,
yeah,
I'm feeling it needs a little bit of romaine.
Oh,
and that is grilled romaine.
Grilled romaine.
And that's exactly the right thing. What I may do, I just
please, whatever you'd like.
It.
Ah.
That's all I want to do is just do that.
He only takes tips.
I can't think of anything else.
Pickles?
Yeah, do you have the slices?
We do.
Yeah, we do. Let me. Yeah. Oh, these are fantastic. You've done something beautiful for me. This is the perfect.
The serrated knife.
The serrated. And you just go like that, and you just kind of go
some
gently,
pressure.
and you hold that crust on the sides. And I just took the top of my thumb off.
Very
which is
nice.
Going to be excellent.
But you can't see it because of the roasted peppers. So
exactly,
nice.
And you have a red thing which covers the blood. But no, I have not been hurt. Do we have little plates or anything?
No,
or
I
do
think
we
we'll
need
just
them?
grab them.
We'll just grab them.
We'll grab them.
So we're going to eat them. We're going to take a bite of this?
You bet.
It's very romantic.
Oh, it is.
It's like Lady and the Tramp. Okay.
The warm pepper makes this.
That's what it is.
It really does. That's a good sandwich.
I was hungry. Were you hungry?
I was. Bob said it.
Go ahead. Sorry.
I was just going to say, this has just been delightful.
You're so wonderful.
This is, I always want to spend more time with you, and finally I have. It's a beautiful thing.
And I'll be here tomorrow, too.
All right.
I'll never leave.
And that was another edition of Cold Cuts. It's good to see you. We'll see you next time when we pile on the meats and sandwiches and make your celebrity's favorite sandwich. Yum.
I'll do that, too, because Al did it.
What he did. This is a fantastic sandwich. You are a fantastic man.
You are.
It's so good to see you. Let's muffle our mics.
I love you, Al.
We'll hug one more time and then.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that felt good.
Wow.
Let's do it one more time.
Oh, yeah. Why not?
Don't let go now.
Okay.
Let's make it uncomfortable.
I think that was about 10 seconds ago. Thank you for watching Cold Cuts. To watch more videos like these, just click here. If you want to subscribe to our channel, click here.